Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 2 of Good Times News. Once again, I'm Chad, and can I tell you, it's nice to see you again. So last time we were here on episode 1, we said goodbye to Fatima as camp's ED, but hello to Fatima as the charity's new CEO. Well, today we're going to follow that up with an exciting episode where you get to meet camp's brand new executive director, Erica Mangham. That's right, she's here on the show, a little meet and greet for the whole community to find out a little more about Erica. So let's get started. Friends, please welcome to Good Times News, our new executive director of Camp Ronald McDonald for Good Times, Erica Mangham. Erica!
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hi. Thanks for joining us today. I appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Thank you.
So I know I've had a chance to meet you, but most of the camp community hasn't. So we would love for them to get to know you, Erica. And I have a very, I don't want to say simple, but only a question you can answer to get started. And that is, who is Erica Mangham? I know that's a loaded question, but please just tell us a little about yourself.
Yes. So it is a loaded question. As I said before, it's kind of philosophical. Who is Erica Mangham? Well, simply, I am a person who's been in this organization, in this nonprofit space for over 20 years. I love doing what I do, working with people, helping people, using my skill set to, take whichever organizations to its next level. So I started off working in a child abuse prevention center, and where I had my first crush on working with children. And, like your first crush, you never forget, right? So after working with that organization, I moved on to working in the cancer realm and working with pancreatic cancer, which was, kind of an interesting place to work. We really got to understand what that means to have cancer, and not only in that sector, but what it does to the families and those around you. So again, it kept really a impression in my heart, in my mind. And after that, I moved over to lupus, working with women and children and families who are affected by lupus. Still working in that realm, because lupus also, people have cancer while they have lupus as well. But we're really still working in that biomedical field. But who am I is kind of like, I'm a person who loves to just help people where I want to help. After I worked in lupus field, I said, I still have this spirit. I still have this fight, this in me to still work in this nonprofit sector. So I started working with people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, which, my heart really drove towards working with children again, because that is my passion, is working with children and helping those who need that help. So then after doing that, again, it's kind of figuring out, what works best for you, what's going to really fill your cup. And again, as I keep saying, is that your first love, my first love, was working with children. I went back working in the children's realm and working with children who were sick or had special needs or a disadvantage. And again, like filling that cup up, I was able to do that. And unfortunately, with COVID, we just had, and we're still in COVID, but fortunately with COVID, I was laid off. So it gave me some time to soul search and think about, who is Erica and what is Erica? And I kept going back to that. Erica is a person who, loves deeply, has a big heart, especially working with children and children who are sick and working with their families. And that is who I am. And that is the fiber of who I am. So I was fortunate enough to get this job as the executive director for Ronald McDonald House Camp. And I'm so excited to be here and so excited to meet the families and meet the children and, bring all of that to this organization that I can provide and bring.
Amazing. Excellent. Well, It sounds like you've had quite the journey of
Mm.
making it your life's mission to help others, especially kids. And we're lucky you found us. And speaking of finding us, when you read that job description, that job posting about Camp Ronald McDonald, what was it that captured your attention, your interest? What made you say, that's where I want to work?
It's so interesting. When you're looking for, your next home, you're always saying, is this the right fit? And wherever I've been, I knew that I was going to be with an organization that I really could put myself behind. Not working is not being, it's not work. And I know we've heard this saying about if you do what you love, it's not work. Well, that's what when I read about the opportunities here at Ronald McDonald House Camp, I knew this was going to be my next home. And why? Why? It's because again, as I said, working with children, working in the camp atmosphere, I'll tell you, I am not a camper. Don't hate me. I'm a city girl that have always had admirations to go to camp. And when I was younger, I had such fond memories of being in camp. In school, we used to have like outdoor science camps, and we used to have as a Girl Scout, we did camp, and I always had the best memories. And I just thought to myself, I would love to experience that again and see it through children's eyes now. And having a little history of understanding what cancer does to families and what it does to the individual child. I mean, reading that job description, just read my bio all together, summed it all up, and said, this is the place that I want to be.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And don't worry, most of us who are in Camp Ronald McDonald for Good Times, volunteer, family, camper, we weren't necessarily campers to start with, but
well, thank you. You're not going to call that against me.
Yeah, no. This is a great place to dip your toe into what camping is. It's a very supportive place, so don't worry. We'll take care of you up there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm feeling like this is a safe place already, so I had to just tell you, I don't do it as an adult, and I really, really have strived to do it, but I can't wait. I can't wait.
Excellent. Well, Erica, I know you've only been on the job a couple of weeks now, so this not to overwhelm you with this question, but as you take a look at the camp organization, what are your goals for us as the executive director as you look to lead this organization moving forward?
Sure. Thanks for asking. Yes, it's only been really 8 days, but you really get to understand the organization very well. And as I'm acclimating to the organization and just loving it every day, I can see that there's so many opportunities for growth for us. And I think that that's a new way of thinking, is how are we going to grow our programs? How are we going to be able to help as many families and children within our organization? We are just getting out of COVID, so our numbers may be down. So a goal of ours is, what can we do to bring in more children and families so they can experience this happy place in the world, called camp. Another goal is that as we're getting out of COVID, we're really understanding that life is short. That seems so cliche, but life is deeply short, and we need to really just hang on to those that we love and care deeply about. And as I said, I'm a person who loves and has an intention to what I do. And I think that as a goal of ours, as a camp goal, is that we love deeply of those who are around us, with the children and their families, and we are intentional about what we do in terms of helping them, and that we're bringing that number one customer service to them. Kind of the Nordstrom's way, they say. Nordstrom's has very very known to have such excellent customer service. So as a goal is that we really focus on the people, and lead with people first. And that's another goal.
Love that.
Lead by the people. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, love that. You can't go wrong if you do that. I appreciate that. Thank you, Erica. We're getting towards the end. I have 3 small final questions for you. The first of which, just to get to know you even more, what's a deep passion of yours outside of the work and service realm? What's one that something else that just lights a spark inside of Erica?
Wow. So on a personal level, I have 3 kids. So I don't know if I shared that with you. I have
No.
3 kids. They are all 3 different kids. One is a soccer player, and he plays hockey, and he just loves life. He's my middle child, Forrest. And then I have a daughter, Emma, who is a competitive dancer, and she's in high school. She's 15, and she's just loving life. And then I have another 12-year-old, Braylon, and she just loves everything that she can get her hands on. She's an avid reader and loves singing and dancing and just movement. And so I keep my life very busy, and a husband too. So my life is very, very, very busy. We've got a few dogs, and we've got a bunny, and we've got a gecko. We've got all kinds of things happening in our house. So, to get a little Erica time, I enjoy entertaining. I enjoy people around me. I enjoy hosting, dinners or being with my friends. And so, and cooking too, and entertaining. So I think that that's one of those things that kind of light me up a little. There's an opportunity to gather. I love to be there, and I love to facilitate that gathering.
I love it. And if you like active kids, if you like gathering, if you like entertaining, then you're going to fit in perfectly at camp. So don't worry, that's going to be your jam. You'll be great. And actually, one of my questions was to ask you about your family. So you knocked out, you did 2 for 1.
Yeah, I did. And I know that you asked me a second thing is give you 2.
All right.
Little bit of tidbit about me. And I will share it only with you, Chad, is that I am I'm a lover of spicy foods. So I actually love to go to places where they have spicy food contests and enter them to win. So if anybody's listening to this and know of great places that I can go and try their spicy foods, I would love to join you one day. That'll be really great. I'm actually on a wall at our local ramen place. I'm considered a legend there. And I did a level 20, which was the highest you can get, and now I get free sides for life. So that does need to happen, is I need to have some sort of incentive. So there's sides for life, or I get a hat or a t-shirt. I'm in.
Well, now that is the most random fact I think I've ever heard about anyone. So I can't think of a better way for, that would be a new way for volunteers and donors and families to get to know you, is to sit down over super spicy food and just sweat as you try to have these conversations. I love it.
I know. I tried to be very nice about that and make sure I'm very cognitive of how hot I make my food. But yes, I absolutely love it. So again, if anybody knows a great place, let me know. I'm happy to go and love to join you while you're there.
Well, whenever you all meet Erica, come with a hot, spicy food restaurant recommendation, and she'll already be your best friend. Yes. And speaking of that, I can't wait for everyone in the entire camp community, our volunteers, our families, our donors, and all the other staff in the Ronald McDonald House Charities, just to get to know you and have a chance to meet you. We've had a chance to sit down a few times as an entire camp staff, and we love Erica already. And we're beyond excited she's here, and to see her passion put into purpose and to action with camp. So Erica, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being here, and welcome to the camp team.
Great. Thank you. Yay. I'm very excited to be here.
We'll see you later, Erica.
Okay. Take care. Have a great day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I want to thank Erica again for joining us today. It's wonderful to have a chat with her, and for all of you to hear a little more about her. I look forward to each and every one of you meeting her in person, hopefully in the coming year or as soon as possible. Well, thank you for joining us today on episode 2. Stay tuned for episode 3 coming up in just a couple of weeks, where we're going to dive into summer, because that's right around the corner. We have a lot to share with you, a few reminders, so stay tuned. So until we see you again, I'm going to ask you the same favor I ask you every time. Continue to treat everyone you meet in the world the way you treat everyone at camp, and I guarantee you this world will be a much better place. Thanks, everyone. See you later. you.